Hey there, it's Brendan Connolly with the Lake Life Realty team, and I'm here with Tim McDonald from Marine Solutions Diving Services. Tim works basically diving for whatever we need around the lake. I actually met Tim. I owe Tim a lot of credit because he's one of the guys that kept me in the Lakes region. He was one of my first jobs up here. I worked with him at Harley-Davidson. Meant a lot to me. It was great to introduce me to a lot of people, and I owe him a lot. So Tim, why don't you tell me a little bit about what you and your company do?
Yeah, so really service the entire Lakes region, not only Lake Winnipesaukee, but the Winnipesaukee and all the surrounding lakes as well. In the winter months, I find myself a lot of the time doing removals and rescues of trucks, cars, bob houses, anything else, snowmobiles that may fall through. But all summer long, I also dive doing underwater construction, mooring chain, shoreline trash remediation, pretty much anything you'd pay a landscaper or a contractor to do above the water, I do below the water line.
That's awesome. So all that general maintenance that a lot of homeowners up here deal with on a regular basis, is you're taking that off their hands and making sure that they're not out in the cold water and you're taking care of it.
Absolutely. I even take it a step further because a lot of the time people do a lot of home repairs and dock repairs and shoreline repairs on a needed basis. So, you walk out on the dock and it falls in the water. We try to skip that middle step, whether it's going out there and actually visually and video inspecting mooring chains and docks ahead of the time. So that way when you have the whole family up for the weekend, nobody gets wet unless they want to.
Yeah, and that way your hefty investment of a boat doesn't go floating away.
Exactly. A lot of these folks pay $200,000-$300,000. I don't care if it's $5,000 for your boat. You want to make sure it's there when you want it to be there.
That's why we're all out there.
Exactly.
Now, you may be a little bit more famous for some of your appearances on the news lately. A lot of times people take a lot of risks or just run into sticky situations out here during the winter. As we know, lake life is year-round. We spend a lot of time on the ice. And I've seen you pulling trucks, dirt bikes, snowmobiles, whatever may fall through that ice. Usually not people, which is
not
good.
Not people.
But what's one of your most interesting recoveries, I would say?
I mean, there's a ton. I shouldn't say every single recovery we've done is very interesting and it's unique in its own way. Probably one of the most memorable ones we've done was this past winter. We had a Jeep go in right off Governor's Island in about 35 feet of water. And it was unique in itself and challenging, but it was a great dive only because the gentleman who was operating it didn't get hurt, and we were able to recover it with not a whole lot of effort. So it was a good day.
Yeah, it's you've got to run into a lot of interesting stuff. Now, obviously, you spend a lot of time diving recreationally too, which we have a lot of recreation activities out here. A lot of people don't think of scuba diving or Winnipesaukee as, or the surrounding lakes as a place, something to do up here. What are some of your favorite dives, or what's your favorite pastime with that?
So a lot of people don't know this, but there's well over 250 documented wrecks here in the Lakes region, ranging from little tiny dinghies and dories all the way up to 120-foot plus sidewheelers, and many that have yet to be discovered at all. To pick a favorite's really tough, but probably one of the most memorable ones I do on a regular basis is the Lady of the Lake, which is a very large sidewheeler, which is almost shore access right in Glendale Cove and Winnipesaukee.
Yeah, it's one of the more popular ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking earlier, you see a lot of interesting stuff. You found anything, any gold bars, pirate wrecks?
No gold bars. I try whenever I dive to have a bag with me, and I do a lot of trash remediation, be it whether I'm there for fun or just on a wreck dive. But probably one of the most memorable things we found is a toilet just completely sitting upright in the middle of the bay. Had no reason to be there, and it was like somebody had placed it. So
there's probably some interesting stuff down there, and that's one thing you're involved with is the Winnipesaukee Cleanup Day, right?
Absolutely.
So we'll keep an eye out for that stuff. We're also doing a little bit for that, so everyone keep an eye out for that. And Tim, where can people find out more about your services? How can they contact you? Any of these island folks, anybody waterfront, where can they find out more about you?
Absolutely. You're more than welcome to follow me on my page at Marine Solutions Diving Services right on Facebook, or you can also reach me via my business line at 603-366-6233.
And as always, we'll have a link to that. I hope we stay in touch. I want to go diving this summer.
It's going to be a great summer. We're really looking forward to it.
Good. Hey, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Brian.